Hi, in this lesson, we're going to take a look at the site contents section of our site. To get there, we're going to go to our quick launch. We're here on our home page. We're going to go to the quick launch and we see we have the link for site contents. And site contents is exactly what it sounds like. It shows us the contents of our site. And it's a great place to go to find things on your site. All of the things, all of the parts, all of the features of your site may not necessarily be listed here in the quick launch. If you're looking for something, you can go to site contents. It's kind of like an index of your site. We're here in the site contents, and you see that it shows us things like the documents library. Now, here is the document library. You see it's a folder. It's basically a folder structure, and this is actually a link. If I click on it, it takes me to the documents library. But it also gives me information about the document library. It tells me what it is, how many items are in the library, when it was last modified. And you see these three ellipses here show actions. If I click there, I can go to the settings for the library and I can get details about the library. We'll take a quick look at the settings. I just want you to see where they are. And what you see under settings here may or may not be exactly what you see if you're looking at your document library. It all depends on your permission level on the site. We also see employee handbook. Now, it may not be evident to you right off the bat that that's a document library, but if we come over here to the type, we see that it is indeed a document library and that there are 9 items in it. Form templates, if you store things like templates for people to use on your site, this is where they will be, and you'll see there's nothing in there right now. Site assets. Now, site assets is kind of interesting. If we take a look in here, we see all of the different things that are part of the site. This is where it stores them. You see here, this is our OneNote notebook. It's stored here in site assets, along with things like this, the site icon. If I click on that, see that? It's just the icon for our site. So the site assets is where all of these things are stored, including site pages. And we'll look at that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and let's get back. Now, style library. Now, the style library, we're not going to get into this at all. This is an entire course in and of itself. It's how you can go ahead and change the whole look of your SharePoint site. And it involves a lot of coding and different scripting and things like that. Like I said, it's a whole course unto itself. But this is where you would go ahead and store that kind of stuff. And you'll see here under items, there's nothing stored in there right now. The employee list is exactly what it says it is. It's a SharePoint list of all of the employees of our corporation. And if we go ahead and take a look, we see that there's this list here, part sales, but that's not listed on our quick launch. And that's what I was telling you before. Just because it's part of your site doesn't mean it has to be on our quick launch. And this one is not. But again, it's simply a list. And if I click on it, it'll take you here. Now, this was just a sample list that I had used previously. It's not necessarily something you would find on an HR team site, but it was there and it was handy to use. And again, just like we saw before with our document library, we have actions, but this time we also have remove. We could remove this list. We could delete it if we wanted to, but we don't want to. Now, the last thing I want to take a look at is the site pages. And let's take a look there. And it's going to show me all of the individual pages for my site. And we see that we have 3 pages. This is 4 tips to help workers from all walks of life. This is one of the news articles that was on our homepage. The same with this one, the new employee handbook. This was a news article that was posted by Pierce Boyd. And then we have our home page. So every time you create a news article, it adds another page. And you can also go ahead, come up here to the new button and create more pages for your site. But again, that's another course for another time. Let's go ahead and let's go back to our site contents. We also have a new button here on Site Contents, and you'll see this is where we can go to create a new list, also a page, document library, and add an app. We also have a place to add subsites. Now, we don't have any subsites on this site, but if we wanted to create them, that's where we would go to do it. Now, I want to show you one more thing really quickly, and that is site usage. If I click there, it shows me how many people have been using the site. It gives me that kind of information. Now, I'm the only person using this site, so there's not a lot of information to see here, but if site usage information is important to you, that's where you're going to find it, here on the Site Contents page. So that is Site Contents for a SharePoint team site. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.